After last week's debacle, we were hoping this week would bring us something better. Things were going great on the grazing platform, and the discs were finally rolling. Herbal Leys, here we come.
Oh, we're back at it. Living the dream. We're on the 6410. The nostalgia is real. I feel like a 13-year-old boy again.
Whilst I cracked on with some field work, Dad washed off his Corvus because we treated him to a brand spanker.
The reason why we've gone for a brand spanker is because the old one was 2 years old, just gone out of warranty. It had done 10,938 miles in 1,232 hours. So it works a lot, and it's probably the most used thing we've got on the farm. It's been absolutely awesome, proper bomb-proof. The only thing we've had go wrong with it is we had a drive shaft go on it, and the reason for that was because you couldn't get at the UJs to grease them, but they've changed the shafts now and it's a seal bearing, so obviously it was an issue amongst most Corvuses, but they have changed it. So one thing I like about that is it does show that they are progressive and they're not just going to put up with it, which is a problem we've had with other buggies in the past. So I love this thing. It's not really changed much at all. The cab is the same, everything is the same. The only difference is they've now changed the seats and have changed the tyres. The seats are a harder wearing seat, but still pretty much exactly the same. And the tyres are pretty much the same as the old ones, just a bit of a different brand. The worst thing about this buggy, however, is that it is so good that my dad has forgot he's got legs and often tries to do stuff on the buggy when he should just get off the buggy and use his arms and legs. But that just shows how good it is, that he thinks he ain't got legs anymore. And the great thing is, because we got it rigged up with all of our reels and the fence hopping kit on the front and everything like that, we just swapped it over, and within half an hour, it was like, job done, away we go, brand spanker, and we can go and move some cows and get on with the work. But I do love it. It's a great big kit, and I 100% recommend, if anyone's looking at buggy, you should look at that thing, because it's been better than any other brand of buggy we've had in the past.
Once he was back up and running, we sent Dad off grass measuring. And when he was done, I went into the office to input the data.
Oh, right, okay. Grass growth this year's been a bit weird. We'd normally get a peak in sort of the end of May time. But with that dry spell, it's just not really happened. It's kind of took off, but it's steady. We've not gone huge. So we normally get growths of 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then stay high for a couple of weeks and then sort of tail off a little bit. But this year it's just gone up to sort of 60s and then plateaued. But one thing we do have is a lot of grass in front of cows at the moment. So farm covers at 2702, which is quite high, and the grass wedge is looking pretty healthy one way or another. So I think we're going to have to take a bit more grass out for silage or hay or something. We're just going to have to take some grass out somewhere because it's just getting a bit too much. We've probably got, I don't know, 30 odd acres out for silage at the minute, and then we've got about 80, 85, 90 acres out for hay. I think we can probably take another 20 acres out for short-term silage and then maybe another 10 for hay. But I do need to do my winter feed budget because I've not done that yet. And that would really help out because then I'd know exactly where we stand. So that might be my next job before we get the mower out. Not a bad place to be though. There's been worse problems to have.
It didn't take long before the 6410 was calling my name. And I was back doing the last of the field work.
Oh, Jesus Christ, look at the state of some of this. Oh my God, what am I supposed to do with that? Look at the state of some of this stuff. I mean, it's just huge. There's so much fibre in it. Look at that, it's just full. the fiber, you think it would break down, but it's just so hard. The discs aren't doing anything. Crazy, it's a funny bit of the field because this is actually really low. If you see that green bit there, that's a brook line, and that was dug by hand, people with spades hundreds of years ago. And actually the old brook line used to run through this valley here, and in the winter, like the one we just had when it's super wet, it still does. It just runs down there. And it's meant that this bottom part has ended up really clayey. I guess it's what holds the water up. But you just don't know what the hell you can do with this stuff because it's full of fiber, but it just doesn't break. I feel like we're gonna have to get the rolls on it, maybe even the flat roll in front of the drill and just try and do something with it. But I think a fair bit of tilth underneath. But, oh my God, what a mess. Huh, I forgot they were up there. I'm gonna need a pallet, a long ladder, and a telehandler. Right. Okay, we've got it. We've got it. There's thousands of pounds of seed hanging from that roof, and I don't want to be falling from up there either. If I can help it. That's pretty sturdy, that'll be all right. Whew. To be fair, we put this up here so that the rats didn't get in it, and the mice. It looks like he's done the job. If I remember correctly, this pallet is all of the Herbal Ley full mixture with the grass and everything in it, and the other one is the overseeding stuff, which has got a bit less grasses in it to go into a couple of other bits of pasture, but we ain't got that far yet either. Look at that, even the rat bait's not been eaten. Happy days. Reuse that. I actually just remembered that I calibrated the drill last year before I put it away, because I thought I was going to get to go and do some seeding, but never got there. But I'm thinking now that it was with that stuff, which is the overseeded mix, and not for this one, which is the full seed. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to recalibrate the drill again. Probably should do it just for good measure anyway, because I know what I'm like. Remember last year? We don't need a repeat of that. I'm often asked what we put in our Herbal Ley mixes, because some people think there's like a 5 or 6 way mix, and it's actually not. It's an 18-way mix. Now what we should say is we always use Herbal Seeds, because Herbal Seeds is a family-owned company in Yorkshire. They are awesome to work with. They will do bespoke mixes and all sorts of stuff. They are a great seed company. And this mix is the HM28 Heavy Land Herbal Ley mix, but we've had a tweak of it because we took chicory out and put fenugreek in, but the rest of it is still the same. So here we go. We've got, get the dust off it, 2.1 kilos of Laura Meadow Fescue, 2.65 kilos of Toddington Late Diploid, 0.8 kilos of Coma Timothy, 1 kilo of Festulonium, 1.2 kilos of Tall Fescue, 1 kilo of Red Clover, 0.4 kilos of Alsite Clover, 0.25 of Sweet Clover, 0.2 of BFT, 0.4 of Alice White Clover, 0.3 of Merlin White Clover, 1 kilogram of Vetch, 0.2 kilograms of fenugreek, 0.2 kilograms of plantain, 0.1 of yarrow, 0.1 of parsley, and 0.1 of burnet. That's a mix. This seed always does. Like it is bloody good stuff. I told someone last week in the comments that we sowed it at 12 kilograms to the hectare, and I was wrong. It's 12 kilograms to the acre. Although last year when I cocked up, I don't know how much I was doing. I was putting a lot on. A lot, way too much. And then I dialed it back, I think, to 9 or 10 kilos to the acre, and it's still just like, absolutely awesome. You don't need to go OTT with it. 12 kilos will get you a hell of a lot of grass. But like I say, 9, 10, you're gonna be fine, absolutely fine.
before we could even think about going drilling, we had to dig out the Cambridge rolls and get the seed beds prepped.
So I've decided to take the disc off and put the rolls on and try and get a bit of land rolled in front of the drill. My granddad used to say to us all the time that you can never roll grass seeds enough. So just roll, roll, roll. Get a good seed bed, roll it down, drill it, go in there with the rolls, Cambridge roll it, flat roll it, just get that seed to soil contact and you'll be fine. So we've got a nice seed bed. If we can get it rolled now, we should be all good. I've kind of caught that up. He's busy trying to get the margins worked. There's a couple of margins that were in a stewardship scheme that's now ended that we're trying to get into grass as well, and they're taking as long as the big fields are. So I've caught him up with the discs. So I thought I'd get this done now, and then we can have a bit of a sort out, and hopefully by the time I've done rolling, we can get a bit of grass seed drilled, which is, it'll be really nice, not gonna lie. It has felt like a very long tunnel, and I'm starting to see a little glimpse, a twinkle of a light at the end of it. And yeah, I'll just be glad when it's done now. There's been a lot on, it's been stressful. There's always a lot going on the farm, a lot of changes. And it'll be nice just to be there. It's starting to feel like some progress is being made, which is good.
And with the R series still in dock, I had to go a bit retro and put the 6.6 on the drill.
So, Dad's gone to get the tyre for the 6125, and I'm going to start drilling, and then hopefully when he gets back, he can catch me up with a flat roll. Some of you might remember that last year we converted this drill and put these pipes onto this bar, just so that we've got more of a splash plate rather than coulter lines for drilling these herbal ley seeds and grass seeds. It's pretty much just a permanent grass drill now. I just want to check and make sure they're blowing, which they are, and I'll spin this wheel, make sure some seed comes out, which it does. Right, we're ready to rock and roll. I've calibrated the drill to be about 11 kilos, which should be good enough. I think we got bags for 12 kilos an acre. We're gonna put 11 kilos an acre on, and I know that'll be enough because we did less than that last year, and they're perfectly fine, actually really good. And it should give us a bit of leeway, just in case I've got my maths wrong, which I wouldn't be surprised because I ain't a wizard. So I'm gonna start with the smallest field. I always do. I always think it's good. Start at the small field, work out if you got the seed rate wrong, because we all know I've got previous. We don't need to go over that again, so if we'll just move on. But we can then adjust it accordingly and go on to the next field. As well, we've got two big fields, I say big fields, 14 acres and 20 acres, and then we've got loads of margins. So the margins, if they don't get done this minute, as much as I want to get them done before it rains, and we are due some thunderstorms, if they don't get done, they don't get done. Let's just get the main fields in. I'm not gonna lie, it is going in an absolute treat. I think we have proper nailed it this time. All we've just got to hope now is that Mother Nature plays her part, because if she doesn't, well, there's not a lot we can do about that. And I am thoroughly actually enjoying being back on my 6.6, because this has been a long time. I used to do all the drilling on this tractor before I had the 125, and it does feel like I've very much gone back in time of late, what with putting the 6.410 on the discs and then putting this on the drill. So if we're lucky, by the end of tomorrow, this will be another job done, and there'll be one more thing ticked off, an exponentially expanding list. And then I suppose we're on to the easy bit. All we then have to worry about is mowing it and grazing it, fencing it and stocking it, and making sure they're getting in calf, making sure they're not getting diseased, making sure it keeps growing when it's dry, making sure it doesn't stop growing when it's wet, and buying bulls, mucking out cows, make sure we sell them right, make sure we feed them right.
And after a bit of luck with the thunderstorms and some grit and determination, the Herbal Leys seeds were in. And as Dad chased me with the flat roll, I realised our farm was now the grassland farm it used to be. And for that, I was excited. Until next time, Baldy's Farm, over and out.